Unsolved 1932. The case of 6-year-old Eric Peacock. Eric Peacock was run over by a motorcycle on Alfred Way, Barking, on the 14th of May 1932. He had been knocked down by a motorcyclist who had had a pillion rider whilst he was riding his own toy ferry cycle along the East Ham Barking Bypass Road. 2 witnesses said that the bike had been going at 50 miles an hour. An identification parade was later held, but none of the witnesses were able to identify any of the men in it. The coroner said, "It is evident that this little fellow was killed by 2 rascally persons on this motorcycle who ran away from their crime and so far have not been traced. They were riding at a murderous pace along this public road, and the child was thrown into the air and bumped off the ground. It was heard that after the crash, the 2 men had jumped into a car that had been going the same way as them and were driven away. The crowd had thought that they were going for a doctor or an ambulance, but they never came back." A motorcar driver later called at Raleigh police station on the Sunday and stated that he had been hailed by 2 men who had said that they had been involved in an accident and asked him for a lift as they wanted to call for an ambulance. But he said after proceeding about 500 yards, they alighted and disappeared. The police said that they thought that the motorcycle was stolen, as the original lettering on the front number plate had been effaced and 2 new nuts were holding it to the machine. They said that the number represented the cycle to have been registered originally in Devonshire. Eric Peacock had lived in Oban Road in Barking. The jury returned an open verdict, adding a rider that the motorcycle was ridden in a grossly careless manner by some person unknown. Alfred Way has since been widened along most of its route, and now is a much busier dual carriageway. Nothing more is known about who had been riding the motorcycle, or who the passenger was, and the case remains unsolved to this day.